It's one journalist who dared to question what happens to the rebels' donation money. Ezra literally said that he wasn't suing for money, but to ruin his life. That the reason he was suing him was so he actually committed suicide.
In Ottawa, who talked about our crowdfunding, and so I sued them for $95,000. It's just not a lot of money, but it's just, I wanted to send a signal. And fucking this guy here is in a 5-year trap. He's in a 5-year fucking trap. So let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Now, do you remember that Israel trip that Rebel crowdfunded?
Get off stage, goddamn goof, you know. Piss me off, fucking jerk. Get on my nerves.
So, some of you might or might not know, but 2 weeks ago I actually left the Rebel media. But what you definitely don't know is that Ezra then flew to the UK to offer $20,000 to make sure that this very video would not get made. At the time I wasn't sure why on earth he was flying all the way around the world all in one day, armed with non-disclosure agreements and prepared to pay a huge chunk of what he called hush money.
And then there's the hush money side, which we'll talk about in a second. I want to break it into 2 parts. First is severance, and the other is sort of the hush money.
Now this money was supposed to be paid to me over the next 4 months, and, well, I accepted.
And say plus £2,000, plus for each of you, £1,000 a month for 4 months.
Full disclosure here, by the way, the Rebel fired both me and its UK producer suddenly, without cause. Personally, I think it's because we both knew too much.
Northern Southern Jack Pacific, we had our differences, but you'll notice that they've been positive since they left it. Why would Lauren fight with them? You see how smart they are? They made the grievances in there. I feel like I had a real hand in getting Lauren going, and probably Jack a bit, but he was pretty good. But you notice how smart they are? They're not actually saying, if they're grumbling, they're not grumbling publicly, because not only would that be against their common law and contractual duties, I am prepared to give you and Kaylin a very nominal sum to sign a second confidentiality agreement. So don't go that road. Launch yourselves as independent. Be totally positive like Lauren said. Hey guys, we had a great run on the Rebel, but now we're doing something even better. We're going independent. We're going to do whatever we want. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You'll love this, you'll love us. Don't even mention it. Don't do it. I will PayPal to you right fucking now. I have the PayPal money on my phone and have it in your account in 96.
Now, the Rebel takes its money from ordinary, hard-working people, but it also quietly takes a lot of money from less ordinary, more wealthy people too. And the more I think about it, the more I realise why Ezra was so keen to chain me up with paperwork and threats, because the ordinary, well-meaning people who are donating to causes deserve to know that what's happening with their money. They deserve to know where it's going, and Rebel doesn't want them to. But why? Why doesn't Rebel want them to know the truth?
We're going to talk about how you crowdfund. And if you try and sell that to a real newspaper that some people lose, I'll have King's Landing make 10 phone calls and 10 emails, and they'll just get everybody to take their defamation down.
I first began to believe that journalistic integrity wasn't a priority at the Rebel when they began pulling major stories I was covering. But the thing is, Ezra didn't seem to care about the truth. He openly talked about his plans for Nigel Farage to join the Rebel before, even trying to get him out for dinner with us all, hoping to form some kind of alliance. The problem with this story? Farage had openly been critical of the candidate in question, and so a national story disappeared overnight. Paul Joseph Watson was also invited to this dinner, by the way, in what seemed like yet another attempt to hire him right out under from Alex Jones. Obviously, he never showed to that dinner. So, in fact, these erratic and aggressive emails weren't uncommon. The rebel commander has a habit of flying off the handle.